cover now. Move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 3:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the following counties in Florida: Hillsborough and Pinellas.
Well, we're ready to go to the store, and then my phone started going off with a tornado warning. So it goes to show you, always be prepared. Don't think that you have to wait for blizzard season or hurricane season or anything like that, but tornado warning out of nowhere showed up. I was ready to get in the car, and I'm glad I didn't, because when it starts raining here in Florida, it's really bad. And when it starts raining here in Florida, the roads get a little bit flooded, so you can hydroplane, and you've got enough accidents as it is. So, oh, it's getting wet. So I just wanted to let you know that be prepared wherever you are and at all times. Here comes the rain. Oh, and it got cold all of a sudden. Oh my God, going in. So I was complaining that it was 70 degrees, 70-some degrees today, and I was reminded by my family that it's much, much colder up north, and I shouldn't be complaining, so I'm not going to complain. It actually feels a little warmer now that I'm sitting here in the sun, but just on the other side over here was breezy and windy, and in the shade it was a bit colder. But I am so grateful to be down here in Florida, and I know many of you have either already moved here or are planning to move here, and I totally understand why. Because I forget sometimes that it's winter. We're at the end of November here, and I forget that, you know, that it is November going on December because it's warm. One of the things that I want to remind you folks who are still up north, because I do worry about people, even people I haven't met, is about the driving, because I remember how dangerous it is to drive in that snow. So I hope that you have your car prepared for being stuck out there. If the roads end up closed and you're on the highway, you know, going to work or coming home from work, make sure you have extra clothes. If you wear heels to work, make sure you have some boots in the car. If you don't normally wear heavy clothes to work because you think you're just going to park and run inside and you don't think you need to carry your coat, please carry your coat. Blankets, because as you have seen on the news before, there's been times where people were stuck overnight on the highway, and that's not good when you're not prepared. And make sure your gas tanks are tip-top, all the way full. You need to keep yourself warm, having those blankets, having some food, water, a little potty bucket if you want. Those little things that you might not think about on a day-to-day basis, you want to have. Maybe a shovel, some sand. We used to keep little 2x4s and sand in the car to put under the tire in case you slide off into a ditch and you're in that mud and you can't get out because your wheels are spinning. So that's nice to have in the car. Of course, your gloves, hats, scarves. Most of you are prepared, but I just wanted to remind you. Something that happened to us here just the other day was the alarm went off on the at the apartments, and a fire alarm, and we were sleeping, and as prepared as I am, I was not prepared. So actually it was a good thing that it happened, because it made us think about what we need to do for next time. We have bug out bags in the car at home, and we didn't take it with us. I'm like, what are we thinking? We grabbed the dog. What happened was the alarm is so loud and piercing, and you're jumping out of bed, and you're just like, we need to get out of here, because, you know, fire spread very quickly. We just grabbed the dog, and the kids grabbed their computers since they are in college, and that's like super important. And I grabbed my purse and we ran out, but I could have grabbed our bug out bags. We all could have grabbed our bug out bags, which would have been very important if the building burned down or we couldn't come back for a few days. So we had them in our rooms. I'm going to put it by the front door. This way next time on our way out we can just grab and go. And I think we all need to think about that, because we think, oh, we got plenty of time to grab this and that when there's a fire. And I'm looking on the news about that fire out west called Camp Fire. So far as of today, they said 71 deaths, close to 1,000 people missing. And you hear the stories, and these people will tell you they didn't have time for anything. They were like running out of there. And some people had more time because they were told to evacuate ahead of time, but some other people did not. And this was a little reminder for us to have things right by the door. I know I've talked about hurricane preparedness in the past, but there's many reasons to be prepared. So I just wanted to make a little video about that, just to kind of refresh our minds on being prepared, emergency preparedness in general. Again, I thought I was prepared, and every time something happens I realize I'm not prepared, not enough anyways. So back to square one and going to check into what we could do to improve our bug out scenario. And talking about the fire out west, the campfire fire that's going on, it's amazing how people have lost everything, their whole house, everything that was in it, collectibles and everything else. But I see how grateful they are just to come out with their lives. And that's something we have to remind ourselves as well, is that nothing in this world is more important than our family, friends, our life. So that's the most important thing. But it does make it easier when you have your driver's license, birth certificates, marriage certificates, all those kind of credit cards, money, cash. So if you need to go to a hotel for the short term. So that's why, like I said, a bug out bag is essential. This way you have some water, food, just for the first 24 hours. So until you figure out, if you can find a hotel or somewhere to go if you can't get back to your home. That goes for also, like I said, up north where there's those snowstorms, and say you're stuck at work, it's nice to have that bag with you. Also in the car, you have a change of clothes, some water, cash, quarters, credit card, that type of thing. And this way, the emergency is not so devastating when you're prepared for it a little bit. Of course, we can never be 100% prepared, but just do the best we can. Well, that's all I have for you today. I just wanted to stop and say hello, since it's been a couple weeks since I made my last video. I hope you're all safe, and we'll see you in our next video. Thanks for watching.